Hey YouTube, it's your girl Arlena L. I'm back again. Like I told you before, subscribe to this channel, like this video. I'm about to get right into this video. I'm on the treadmill and Brax is taking a nap, and when he get up, he is very needy. So guess what? I said I could do my 45 minutes while he's taking his nap, and I can go ahead and record this video. And again, I'm about to just get right into it. Well, no, I should say this. Y'all, I know every time I get on this camera, I do not look my best. But I'm just not that girl. I'm not about to put no makeup on just to record a video or any of that. So yeah, maybe one day I'll be that girl. Just not right now. I'm not that girl. I'm okay. Alright, so let me get right in this video before Brax get up again and be asking for a juice cup. Alright, so you see the title of the video, what I wish I knew before I started my daycare. Hold on, let me turn this up. Alright. And I already had did like 10 minutes and I got off. I'm trying to not be on my phone too much today. So what I wish I knew before I started, before I started my daycare or whatever. So your rules are your rules. That's number one. That's all for real. Your rules are your rules. You are going to have parents that are going to question your rules and what you do. Y'all, you work for yourself. Keep your rules the same. Don't change them. Now, granted, there may be times where a parent mentions something to you and you can probably like think about it, you know, once the parent leaves, like, okay, well, they got a point. But no, your rules are your rules. All right. All right. So the next one is food. All right. So I have providers asking me all the time, hey, do you serve food? No, I will never serve food unless I'm on a food program, which I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do that because of the paperwork that you got to do. It's so much paperwork, you know, to keep up with it and things like that. Well, for me, I served food for like a month, and then I was like, nah, this ain't it. The kids were so picky, and I was just throwing away so much food, wasting money. So after like 3 weeks, I was like, you know what, I gotta tell these parents, and I don't know, basically telling them, you know, hey, that's it. I'm not serving food anymore because, you know, the kids are picky and things like that. Well, I did that. And a lot of people ask me, well, did you change your price? No, I did not change my price. Don't change your price. Please don't. If you feel like you want to serve food at first, because a lot of times providers do that, is because they're trying to reel in them parents and get parents and sound so good. And listen, when you start, a lot of times you may regret it because, again, the kids are so picky and they're so different. But and you're paying for this food out of pocket, you know. But yeah, so I did not provide food, did not change my price. I put a time limit on everything. I don't just change my rules, you know what I'm saying? So, or change whatever, make changes to my daycare. What I did was I sent out a letter for it was like they had a week to, you know, figure it all out. But, you know, I would just let parents know, hey, I'm not serving food anymore. You know, I explained it to them. And, yeah, it is what it is. You know, nobody left because I didn't serve food anymore. I didn't have to change my price. I wasn't questioned about, hey, is the price going to be the same or nothing. It was just, and also, so you won't get questioned, go ahead and put all that in that letter, you know, and make sure you let them know, hey, if you have any questions, concerns, hey, just see me before at drop off or pick up, whatever, however you want to do it. Again, I put a time on everything. Even if I let a child go, anything, I tell parents, hey, by next Friday, you know, if I'm not child care provider for you, whatever the case may be, you know, just put a time on everything. All right. So, okay, so I told you about food. I got my notes right here on my phone, so I won't be all over the place. All right, it's time taking time off. Providers always ask me, hey, how do you go about when you want to take time off? Take it off. Because especially if you're working by yourself, listen, you have to go to the doctor too. You have a child also. You're raising your child also. Yes, you are a provider. Yes, you want to be there for these parents. But at the same time, you have a life too. And sometimes you have to do what you got to do. So what I would do is I would give my parents 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks like in advance. I'll let them know, hey, I'll put it on a paper, put it at the door, and I'll just say, hey, I need to close on whatever day, and let me say this too. It was very rare that I'll close the whole day. Usually I'll close like at 11 or 11:45, something like that. I'll, say, hey, I need to close at this time on such and such day. It is what it is. You have to, if you got things that you really have to do that's important, please put yourself first. Because if you don't, you will start hating the job sometimes. And you know what I'm saying? So just, if you have to, oh God, I'm so hot and I'm tired. If you have to take off, just put a time on it and let the parents know in advance where they can figure out who will pick up their child or whatever. Also, I got pregnant. I know you guys see that in the last video. I got pregnant in the whole middle of me opening it up and things like that. Well, for me, when I got pregnant, you have your appointments once a month. Guess what? I gotta close early. I would set my appointments for later in the day, and you have your appointment date in time a month out. So hey, it's right there. You can see what I have to do. Also, I recommend this. Do a group message. People are against the group message. They want to do Brightwheel and all these other apps. Hey, grandma sometimes can't get on Brightwheel to see what's, the updates and do updates. Grandma can't, she can't do all that. Uncle ain't worried about that. If daddy got son or daughter, daddy is not worried about Brightwheel. So what I did was I created a group message with all my parents in it. In that group message, I will always give them updates, like what's going on in the daycare. Let me see. I'm trying to see what can I tell you? Well, what kind of example can I give you? So if we had a party coming up, right there in the group message. If I need the kids to wear all red, right there in the group message. When payment is due, and I'm gonna get on payment next, right there in the group message. In the mornings on Fridays, hey, payment is due by 12, and you list your fees every Friday. You send the same thing every Friday, so where there's no mix-up. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody not communicating with you about what's going on with payment, and you don't get payment, you add that fee. You add that fee, okay? With payment. All right, I can go on and on about payment. It's a tough one. That's a tough one for a lot of people. All right, so with me, for payment, listen, if you don't get your payment, you add that fee, please, because they will milk it. Parents will get over on you. They will come to you with all type of stories, all type of excuses, just not to pay. Get your money. Everybody get their money on time and when they work. So you want your money on time and after you work also, or before you work, because we're doing daycare. So before you work, you know what I'm saying? You don't work for free. Get your money. Learn how to speak up and say, hey, do you have payment? Remind them, hey, if I don't have payment at this time, there is a fee. And that's why I say, for me, that group message is so much better than using any kind of app. So you know that you will get your money on time. And also, I don't care if you got one person late. You send in that group message again at 12 o'clock because that's your cutoff time. Hey, again, reminder, there is a fee, such and such time or whatever, however you want to say it. For me, that works. For other people, it doesn't. I mean, it may not, but for me, it did. All right. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, let me see. Text message forms. All right, so a lot of people want to know, where did you find your forms at when it came to when you first started? Okay, for me, I went on Etsy. I purchased a lot of different kind of forms, read over them, and I just switched it up to in my own words and things like that. Honest, that's the only place that I got my forms from was Etsy. And sometimes it is hard trying to figure out, hey, what do you want to put in your forms or what you want to say. Okay, another thing, once you start your daycare, you are going to see what you need to put in on forms. Just create a form or a document on things that you know that you will need in there, and then as time goes, it will change. And you can put at the end of your form before they sign, this is subject to change. You know what I'm saying? Just because, let me tell you, with daycare, things will change so much. And what I mean is, you can have a setup today, right? You can say, oh, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to start. In that 1 week, you will change that setup probably like 4 times. It's just, it will never be right. You will always be changing things, doing new things, taking things out, putting things in. It's just, it all depends on what type of kids you got, who you got coming in, you know, and you're gonna change things to your liking and what fits you. You know what I'm saying? Also, comparison. A lot of times when you start, because this was me, y'all, you would look at other providers set up, you'll look at other people and be like, dang, I wish I can get that, or I wish I had those kind of tables, or listen, use what you got until you can get where you want to be. I don't want to tell y'all what not to do, but if you don't have it and you cannot get it at that time, it's okay, it's fine. It will come a time where you can get everything that you want. Work it until you get where you want to be. Use what you got until you can get where you want to be, okay? It's okay. You do not have to have the best setup for parents to enroll their kids. A lot of times, parents just want to make sure that their kids are well taken care of, nothing's harming their child, and, you know, they're learning, and they're eating, and they're getting changed, or whatever. Y'all, it's okay. You will get there. Take your time. You will get there. You got, if that's what you plan on doing forever, after a couple of years, you'll get there. Okay, finding a building. I see a lot of people ask about grant money. Y'all, to start out, you're not gonna find a grant. I have yet to find in 4 years a grant to help me get started. Now, once you get started, that's when the money is out there, okay? You have to get started. And like I put in the group the other day, that's like me going to a bank saying, hey, I get hired next month. Can you give me a loan? No. Why would they give you a grant when they don't even know if you're serious about the daycare? Please, if you're not getting a loan, please get the grant money out your head for a daycare. Like, it's not happening. For me, I had to use money out of pocket. Every building I got, both buildings, I had to use my money out of pocket to get those buildings. Let me see. Curriculum. Alright, for curriculum, I thought that I wanted to go find a curriculum to teach my kids. That wasn't it for me. I created my own. And baby, that's what got me my kids, my curriculum. I sat and I worked it until I seen what was right for me and for my kids, and that just worked for me. Like, I mean, that is what just worked for me. That's all I can really say about curriculum. So I didn't go and find one on Etsy or Pinterest, whatever. I just created my own, and that's what I went by. A schedule. For my schedule, I worked in daycare since 2012. So I kind of knew what the schedule, well, it's not kind of. I used to also be a director. So I knew what to put on my schedule. Please make you a schedule. I don't see how providers go through each day without some sort of schedule. Like, y'all, in my phone, in my alarms, it was like clockwork every day. My alarms would go off and it would tell me what's next to do. Like, create that schedule. I don't see how y'all do it without a schedule. Like, I have to go by a schedule, and I am strict on my schedule. Like, the only time that schedule is really gets changed if we like kind of go over with an art project, we had a party, something like that. But please create your schedule. Let me see. Cutoff time. For me, I keep saying for me. I think this for a lot of people. So as far as cutoff, I keep turning this thing on, I'm so tired. All right, so for cutoff time, have a cutoff time. Mine was 8:45. Not 8:45. What am I talking? That was breakfast. And another thing, you will change. You remember I told you, you won't figure out how you want to do things until you kind of work it. Well, for me with cutoff time, so you remember I told you, you will change things all the time. So when I first started off, my cutoff time was at 9:30. Then I had to change it to 9 o'clock. Make your cutoff time. Please have a cutoff time. Because those parents will be coming in there 11, 10:30, 12 o'clock if they can. Have a cutoff time. If they're not in by that time, cut off. That's it. You can't come that day. Because it's a distraction. Like it is. I don't even care if y'all not really doing anything. When kids come in, parents don't understand. They need time to warm up. They need time to get, start being themselves. Like it throws your day off when a child comes in there at any time. And if you got a cutoff time, you can kind of see, okay, well, this is the amount of kids I got today for the day. Or say if you ordering pizza and you went to put the order in at 8:30. And you put in just enough to feed kids, and a child just come through the door. It's like, so have your cutoff time. And I'm gonna do a part 2 of one of these videos. Different ages. Okay, different ages. When I first started, I thought that I could take any age there was out there, but I realized, dang, it's already 18 minutes. Okay, so. I thought that I could take any age that there was. I realized no, that's not for me. My age group, my niche is like 2.5 on up. Well, 2.5 to 5. I'm not going to even say on up because I don't do after school either, but 2.5 on up. I see a lot of providers, they just take an infant, 2, 4, 5. I can't do it. Like, I just can't. Like, I like to teach, and all those ages, different ages mixed up, it can be a lot. But I'm not even going to really get into that too much. Everybody do what they want. Everybody figure it out. Yeah. But a lot of my kids grew up with me. They started, like I had one, yeah. Anyways, yeah. You just do what you want. So I talked about that, pregnancy, cutoff time. I'm trying to think what else could I tell you guys about with daycare. I guess I can get on finding a building to rent or buy. For me, I prefer to rent because when you buy, you're kind of like stuck unless somebody buys that building. You know what I'm saying? Renting, say if let me see, like I was telling this girl today, say if you bought that building and the septic tank or something just, I don't know, went bad, or because at my last building, something was going on with the septic tank, and when you would turn the water on, sometimes you would smell it in the building. And what if I would have bought that building? You know what I'm saying? So be careful with buying. Also, you don't know how well that location is going to do, and you go to buy. Yeah, so be careful. I'm going to rent. Buying, nah, that's not for me. Also, I see people asking, should they get a realtor? They don't. When I tried to get a realtor, that didn't do anything for me. They move slow. They don't call back. Yeah, and they want to see this a lot of times too. I didn't have that to show, so yeah, that didn't work out for me. So for me, I had to look for my building myself, and for my first building, it took me 2 years. And for this building, it took me a month to find it. And that was all God doing, seriously. Yeah, so you just gotta, y'all, listen. Like I said in the other video, the daycare journey, it's a lot. It's stressful. It's rewarding, but it's a lot. And you go through so much. Oh, you know what? I should tell y'all this too. Also, when tax, you know what? I'll tell y'all about that later. I was about to tell y'all about like EIN and all that, getting that so when tax time you ready, you know, things like that. But I'll do a part 2 on that. But yeah, y'all, I think I talked enough. I'm tired. I've been on the treadmill all together for like 30 minutes because I had got on for like 10, I got off, and now I'm on there for 21 minutes. And yeah, I was gonna do like a little 45. I was gonna do like 45, and I really can. I don't know, but yeah. Again, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and peace.